Hey Warriors, I wanted to take just a few minutes to introduce to you and explain to you how to use JSTOR, an online digital resource catalog that we have available to us here at OCHS. Now to access JSTOR, you're going to want to go to the OCHS Warrior Center website. Once you're on the front page of the website, you're going to want to go to Student Resources. Under the Student Resources tab, we have all sorts of tools that you can use to help you in your learning here at OCHS. We have Galileo, JSTOR, ArtStore, and we also have links to Destiny and Destiny Discover. To access JSTOR, you're going to want to click the link. It's the middle link here on the page, and it's going to take you to JSTOR's front web page, jstor.org. Now, if you're on campus, you should automatically be logged in. If you're accessing this at home or away from campus, you're going to want to go to log in, and then you're going to type in the username and password. If you need the username or password, you can contact me directly, and I'll be able to share that with you. You will not be able to log in with Google like many of our other resources. But once you're logged into JSTOR, now you have an opportunity to search thousands upon thousands of different resources that you might need. So let's say, for example, that you're writing a paper on the concepts of social media. So I'm going to type in social media into my search bar, and this gives me the ability to narrow this down by author, title, or publication name if there is a specific resource I'm looking for. But right now, I'm just looking for the generic idea of social media. And we see that this is going to bring up probably over 750,000 results. So we hit search, and we see that is narrowed down a little bit to 551,000 search results. Now, this is a little bit narrower than Galileo is. JSTOR has gone ahead and limited your search to scholarly or peer-reviewed articles or journals, okay? In Galileo, it's much more of a broader base that you can search from, and you might get several million different resources in your search results. But in JSTOR, it's going to be a little bit more narrower. Now, 550,000, that's 500,000, and that's still a lot of stuff to pour through. So we have different ways that we can limit this down, much like we did with Galileo. So over here on the left-hand side, these are all the different ways that you can limit your searches and start to narrow down what you're looking for. You can do it by academic content. Do you want to come from a journal, a book chapter, or a research report? The different type of primary source content, whether it's a pamphlet, a document, a book, a serial. Your publication date, this is going to be a great tool to use, much like in Galileo as well. Now, if you're searching for something like social media, you probably don't want something from 1980 popping up in your sources. That's not going to be a reliable article for what you're looking for. For social media or something along those lines, you're probably going to want an article from the last decade so you can have something up to date. And then you can also search within the different subject areas of your broader overall content. So if you're looking at how social media was affected or has affected art and art history, right? How it has affected communication, or look at the communication studies dealing with social media, you have a way to break this thing down and narrow it down even further. Okay, so we want to take a chunk out of that 550,000. So let's just go ahead and narrow this down by research reports. That gets me to about 12,000, which is still a lot, but it's a lot better than 500,000. Okay, and then let's go ahead and narrow it down even one more. Let's go ahead and say that we just want something from a book. So this gets me down to 12,413 resources. Okay, so let's take this first one right here, using social media. What is the risk? If this is something that I think will help myself, all right, in my assignment, then I'm going to take a look at this. JSTOR, like Galileo, will filter by relevance in your search results. So they're going to put the most relevant topics at the beginning. All right, so if you're on page 18 trying to find a resource, you've probably gone a little bit too deep. You want to make sure you're seeing something that is on task, that is in direct relation to what you're studying. Okay, so we have chapter 3, using social media. What is the risk? Using this information that I have here, you can see on the left, this comes from a report, social media, the fastest growing vulnerability to the Air Force mission. So this has to do with social media and the military. Okay, so if I want to know a little bit more about this report, I can click here and it's going to give me a direct overview, all right, of all the different chapters. The table of contents is going to give me a breakdown of each chapter. Okay, and it gives me a link to where I can read the outline. I can download a PDF. I can save this item, and I can cite it. We'll talk about some of these things here in just a second. Okay, so as I continue to go on, I can see this chapter is 6 pages long. It's got some charts. It's got some graphs. I can click through the PDF here. to keep continuing to read through. Now over here on this left-hand side again, underneath about this report, I have my table of contents for the book. So if I'm going through and I see there's another chapter that sounds like it may correlate with what I want, or it's going to back up something within this chapter that's going to help my argument or my point in my paper, I can click on that particular chapter and it'll take me there as well. All right, so now the big things. In Galileo, you have the option to save to your Google Classroom into your Google Drive. JSTOR does not have that option, but what you can do is you can download the PDF of whatever article you're looking at. Once you have downloaded the PDF of your article, you can save this into your Google Drive if you wanted to. That way you can create a folder and have everything in one spot and take it with you wherever you may go. All right. Once again, you're going to have all the information that you need as far as what you will have to cite this paper. Remember, we've talked about citation before. It's incredibly important, and it's free points. If you can get your citations correct, that's that many points you're saving on the paper, okay? So JSTOR will help you cite these items. As you can see, I hit cite this item, and it's going to give me the MLA, the APA, and the Chicago-style formatting citations for this particular article. Now, like I told you with Galileo, always check your citations. Do not take this citation help as 100% accurate. Always cross-check your citations. I personally suggest using Purdue OWL, created by Purdue University. It's part of their writing lab. It always has the latest up-to-date citation formats for all the major formattings that you could use. And chances are in high school you're using MLA. So this gives you a great jumping off point. It gives you the links that you need. It tells you when it's accessed or when you did access it, what pages it is. Okay, but always cross-check with Purdue OWL to make sure that your citations are correct. All right. So that's JSTOR in a nutshell. You have a lot of different ways that you can use it. There's a lot of ways to narrow down your searches to help you out, much like Galileo. Okay. You can search through the report using the search bar. You have advanced search. You've got different browse and tool options. All right. So just make sure that you're fully taking advantage of JSTOR, Galileo, and all your other resources that you have. If you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me in the Media Center. You can email me or you can stop by at any time, and I'll be happy to help you with some research issues or your citation issues. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later.